Please let your good sportsmanship show as we watch today's matches. A special welcome to the officials for this evening as we recognize and thank them for their service. Officials play an important role in every contest to keep our events fair, safe, and fun. Without officials, we can't have games like today. A special thank you for the efforts of our officials for today's championships. Please join us in showing them our appreciation. We ask that you continue to show your appreciation throughout the games by showing great sportsmanship to the officials and opponents. The MIAA believes good sportsmanship is an integral component of interscholastic competition. We wholeheartedly embrace the position that in order for sportsmanship to prevail, coaches, student athletes, and fans must display respect, fairness, civility, honesty, and responsibility before, during, and after all athletic contests. We encourage fans to enthusiastically support their team, recognize the outstanding performance of opponents, and always exhibit good sportsmanship in their words and actions. The MIAA encourages and promotes sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Offensive language, including profanity, racial or ethnic slurs, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, event staff, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated. For the safety of all participants, officials, and spectators alike, at no time before, during, or after a contest are spectators allowed to enter the competition area. Failure to comply with the post-game safety policy will result in a fine being assessed to the offending school. We are all guests at Mount St. Joseph High School, and we thank them for their hospitality. Please be respectful of both their personnel and facility. One additional reminder, please remember that artificial noise makers are not allowed at MIAA contests. Now, for tonight's starting lineups. The starting lineup for the John Carroll School, coached by Tim Kutcher. Number 1, Tyler Levy. Number 3, Jackson DeRemo. Number 4, Jackson Culpepper. Number 8, Jack Grabowski. Number 10, Samuel Butler. Number 13, Matthew Wilson. And number 18, Robert Gaines. And now the starting lineup for the Boys Latin School, coached by Avery Engel. Number 2, Cody Gray. Number 5, Ken Kelly. Number 6, Wells Hawks. Number 7, TJ Shaw. Number 8, Justin Vidash. Number 15, Tyler Puritz. And number 12, Chase Tritzman. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask if you are able to please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2025 MIAA Volleyball B Conference Championship, featuring number 2 seed John Carroll School and the number 1 seed Boys Latin School. We're your hosts, Jack McQuinn, Coach Sam Bianco here, coming at you live.
Excited to be here, Jack. This should be a good one. Championship final in about a decade. Anytime you have a championship match, you're fired up, you're ready to go, you're excited. Both these, coaching staffs, both these programs are excited to be here. You know what I like to say, Friday night in the Smith Center? Doesn't get any better than this. So, looking forward to being here with you.
All right, and as we're getting into the game here, we'll go quickly over the starting lineups. First, for the John Carroll Patriots, at libero, number 1, Tyler Olivey. At I don't know what their positions are. Number 3, Jackson DeReamer. Number 4, Jackson Culpepper. Number 8, Jack Grabowski. Number 10, Sam Butler. Number 13, Matthew Wilson. Number 18, Robert Gaines. And for Boys Latin, number 2, Brody Gray. Number 5, Kemp Kelly. Number 6, Wells Hawks. Number 7, TJ Shaw. Number 8, Justin Fedash. Number 15, Tyler Puritz. Getting into the game live here. We'll have the first play end in a foul on John Carroll. It'll be in the net on number 8.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get their feet under them at this point, trying to settle into the game. You're going to see some early mistakes, adrenaline going. There's a serve ball in the net. We're going to see that tonight, but these players are trying to loosen up out there and kind of get used to this environment.
Of course, back on the line is Olivey. We'll see what he can do here. Score 1-1. A nice floater, contained by the Boys Latin defense. The dig is on the net, and John Carroll is unable to gather it. Point will go to the Lakers.
Tough ball there. Tough to get that 50-50 ball. Not quite an overpass, but number 13 not able to corral it over the net.
Now back on the line is Brody Gray. Another floater over to the right side. And DeReamer with the swing. Not quite sure if it hit the block or the net, but regardless, not able to get over the net on that one. Grabowski with the receive there, and it's tooled off of the block. The Patriots scoring 1.
Nice set there. John Carroll trying to settle in. That was a nice quick ball to the middle.
We've got a couple substitutions coming in. That'll be number 10, Sam Butler, and number 5, Luke Boyle.
These two teams, Jack, familiar with one another. They split the regular season. John Carroll winning the first one at home 3-1, but BL getting the best of them later in the season, sweeping John Carroll at BL. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Fedash with the tip there. It'll go over the net. An unexpected ball there. The Lakers were certainly not expecting that one to come back over the net, but sometimes that's all you need to get the point. Boyle's still back on the line. Puritz with the receive. And another tip. That'll land just out. The Patriots going on a mini run here with Boyle at the head of it.
It's a good spot. It's a good idea. You got to put it in play.
And Fedash slams that one down. Libero unable to corral it, just a little bit short on him. And we'll see if the Lakers can turn the tide here early in the game.
Nice swing there by Fedash. He had good tempo there. That's what you want to see. Early on in this set, serve and receive is really going to matter. You see Boys Latin missing their second one there early. Even in championship games, Jack, volleyball comes down to fundamentals. You got to do the little things to win each point. Each point matters. We'll see how that unfolds as the set continues.
Indeed. Stewart coming in for DeReamer for the serve. That ball's hit out, and we'll see Stewart back on the line as he goes and corrals the ball.
Yeah, BL continues to swing cross court. We're going to look for that later in the match. See if John Carroll can make any adjustments on the block.
They're kind of having free range here. Not many blocks from John Carroll. That's a scramble ball, and that will go right back to the Lakers as the Patriots are unable to put that one back over. Coming in to serve here is number 16, Jonas Hazard for the Lakers. We'll see what he can do for Boys Lab. That ball is bumped by Stewart. Back to the right side. And Purett's there to make the dig. The Patriots set up again. A tip. Doug. And Fidash will put that one back over. The reset by the Patriots. A strong ball put back in the air by Brody Gray. That's a tip. And that'll give the Lakers yet another point.
That's a really nice dig in the back row there by Brody Gray. You know, taking control back there. Good positioning. Good body posture. That's all you want. Give your setter a chance to set that ball to your outside hitter.
A little surge here by the Lakers after going down a couple points, mostly by their own errors. But they seem to be on a roll here. Let's see if they can keep going.
Good float serve here by Hazard as well. Makes it tough to handle in this big gym.
Yeah, a little more airy here than the smaller gyms that these two teams are used to playing in at home.
That's for sure. Different environment here tonight. You know, you're kind of settling in, getting used to everything early on in this set.
Some more scramble ball there, and number 8 from the Patriots, that'll be Grabowski, puts that one in the net. Hazard with that strong float again, and there's a dig. This one will be put back at the Fidash, and a little free ball over the net. Another excellent dig from Puritz. And now he'll send the free ball as well, but Stewart's there. Boyle will set that one out again. We'll see if there's a touch. There's not. Another error by the Patriots as the Lakers take a lead once again.
I like that set to the middle, though. I like to see John Carroll mixing it up a little bit early on here. Keeps the Lakers defense, keeps their blocking scheme guessing.
And there's a tool from Patriots finally getting back on the board after a slight drought there. And Hazard will get subbed out. Back in is number 3, Adrian Gage. As number 13, Greg Wisniewski goes back to the line for the Patriots. Controlled by Puritz. He sets it out to Fidash. Now will get shanked by the Patriots as the Lakers retake control of this game.
Yeah, that ball looked out. It looked like the back row defender was just a little late getting into position there, but good swing. Good serve here.
A strong floater by Fidash. Free ball sent over the net. Regrouped and pumped out to Gray. That one's blocked, but regained by the Lakers to the middle. And that one will go just out.
You know, one of the things I like early on, 9-9 here, but BL, although they've made some errors early on, they're staying aggressive, right? And you want to come out here in a championship match and you want to have your best stuff. You want to be ready to go. You want to minimize your errors, but you don't want to be conservative.
That they are. As the student section is pouring in for both sides, this gym's getting just a bit louder. We'll see if the boys like to give them something to cheer for, and that'll be a hammer from Fidash.
That's a great swing by Fidash there, right on time. Really good set there as well.
Wells Hawks with the serve. A little confusion there on the serve receive, but nonetheless pumped out. A strong swing for number 4. Free ball sent over. Oh, and a little miscommunication there in the back row between Stewart and Proctor.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication there. Something that You know, again, it's early on in this match. You want to get that right, though. You don't want to have those in a big match like this.
A little tip there by Culpepper, sent back over the net by Gaines. And a strong block. Now we'll get called for 4. An excellent block by the Lakers there, absolutely shutting down the offense of the Patriots.
Starting to see the block from BL get a little bit more on time here. Their defense definitely looking sharper here in the second half of this first set.
Gray with the tip. John Carroll yet to really put a ball down here. We'll see if they can change that. They're going to need that if they want to get some energy going. And there it is! Absolutely roofs Brody Gray. Is number 18, Robert Gaines.
Yeah, Gaines got up there. He put up a wall right there. That was a great block. Getting the John Carroll students on the bench fired up.
And we can see the mascot over there trying to rally energy for the Patriots.
Yeah, the JC mascot's ready to go, man.
Yeah.
He's getting fired up.
There we go. Grabowski at the line, puts that one in the floater. Here's Gray. And he makes an excellent cut to that back corner. Nobody there. And that point will go to the Patriots.
Nice little off-speed shot there by BL. 3-point lead here. All right, you got to be careful at this point. John Carroll doesn't want this getting away. BL on a mini run. See if they can sustain it and protect the serve with another block.
A good receive from Olivier, but that ball is going to go out off the block.
It's a good swing there by the sophomore Culpepper. He's a big boy. He was able to get one-on-one matchup there and put it away.
Yeah, he really whipped that one. The block was unable to do anything. Set from Olivier there, and that one's put down by Culpepper again. You're going to hear that name a lot tonight as Culpepper gives the Patriots another point, putting them just one behind the Lakers here in the middle of the set.
That's what you want to see from the young fella, right? First championship match for him. He's up there. He's excited. A good float serve by the libero.
Back out to Brody Gray on the outside. They'll contain it, though, and send the free ball over. Here's the set from Shaw. Dug again by the Patriots. Another swing that just didn't get the right part of the hand, but it'll still be in. And there's a nice tool from Brody Gray. Not putting a lot on that, but just enough and in the right placement to get the Patriots out of line and unable to get that one back over.
That's it right there. He put it right down the line. Defender wasn't ready. Good to see both teams settling into this match. They're both playing better together. Better communication out of both teams.
Yeah. The nerves are starting to wear off. You know, a high-energy environment. Looks like both teams are settling in here as John Carroll will make another round of subs. Culpepper and Proctor coming off. Now back at the line is Boyle again. He had a strong run earlier in the game. We'll see if he can follow that up with another. But here's Fedash with the tip. Another scramble ball. And the Patriots are able to send the ball over. Wow, and a punishing kill from Fedash. Paints the line there. John Carroll unable to do anything but watch and send the ball back to Puritz at the line, where he'll take over on serve.
Early on in the match, Fedash was going cross court. We've seen him go line back to back now.
Ooh.
That's a good spot there.
Another great spot from the Patriots there.
Good answer by John Carroll.
Puritz unable to get that one. Ball controlled by Fedash, and that'll hit the top of the scoreboard. Of course, in this gym, that will count as out of play, and so the point will be awarded to the Lakers. You know, a difficult dig for John Carroll there. Not much you can do on that with the power of that swing coming in, but, you know, just getting it up more and not into the scoreboard is really all you can do. Here's Boyle setting up a nice kill for John Carroll. Brody Gray unable to corral that one. And now we're seeing a lot of back and forth points. Really close here.
Yeah, John Carroll doing a good job of, sustaining these mini BL runs and, anything you can do to give yourself an opportunity at the end of the set to win it. That's what you want to do, especially first set of a championship game, a lot of nerves. But they're right there. They're right in it with the #1 seed BL.
Another point for the Lakers there. That's from Wells Hawks. Just pounds that one into the block, goes off, and goes out of bounds. Now with a 2-point lead, B-Dash at the line. Fortunately, that one goes in the net. That'll bring the Patriots 1 point closer to tying this up.
That's BL's 4th missed serve. So they've been serving aggressive, but they've put a couple into the net here.
No aces so far, but we'll see if that pays off later in the match with those aggressive serves.
Yeah, we're talking about, as coaches living or dying by the aggressive serve, and, right now it's hurt BL.
Yeah, the Lakers unable to turn that one back into the court from that strong hit by Culpepper again. Now on the line is on the line is Proctor. Tied up game here. It's a nice float on the line. Shaw sets it back to Wells. And just getting the ball over there is Olivy. Brody Gray with the hammer. Unable to block that one is the Patriots as Brody Gray gives the Lakers yet another point, yet another kill.
Block was there, just wasn't quite pushed over. 1 point lead here for the Lakers.
Ooh, nice tip from Culpepper. But the ref is going to call him under the net. A little bit over the line there, just wasn't able to stop himself.
Yeah, that's a tight set. As a hitter, there's only so much you can do there. He did everything he could to, keep his body control, but just couldn't stay on his side of the net.
I really can't say it much better than Boys Latin student section just did. You can't do that.
I hear that a lot, Jack. Heard that a lot as a coach, too.
Yeah. That's a common chant around the league. Gray just puts that one a little bit outside. Back and forth yet again. Score currently 19-18 in favor of the Lakers. It's a nice floater from Grabowski. It'll be an overpass and out of bounds. So that'll actually be our first ace of the game, I believe.
There's your ace, Jack. You were just talking about it. You spoke it into existence. Sometimes that float serve's so hard to read, it'll break late on you. And there's another one.
There's another one. Picking on the left side of the court. That'll be Gage. And we'll see if the Patriots go back to serving him. They do. But Gage able to dime this one beautifully. That one goes to Gray. And shanked again by the Patriots back line, giving the Lakers a much-needed point.
I guarantee you that John Carroll coach is telling his player, go right back and hit that spot, right? You had back-to-back aces there, found some success. We're all knotted up at 20.
That we are.
Here we go.
Which team will break the tie? And Shaw in the net yet again. Wow, that might be the story of this first set. 5 missed serves now for the Lakers. And if you look at that, if they had just made those, they might have already closed out this set and would be out winning 1-0.
Yeah, not much you can do as a player or a coach at this point, right? You got to move on. You got to play the next point. That's part of volleyball. The beauty of it is staying in the moment. So let's see how they answer here on the pass.
A nice float there. Butter from Puritz, though. And that's sent out to Gray on the outside. Sorry, on the right side. He gets his own rebound, though. Gathers that up with the cover. Now one goes sailing out from the Patriots. No touch there. And so the Lakers will tie this one back up at 21.
Little conversation here going on with the down ref, Larry Carr, and the head coach for John Carroll. Switching the balls out here. 21 apiece, no timeouts yet. Right, coach is really letting these guys play. I love that.
Yeah, we don't need more stoppages than we already have with the refs here. But that'll be a nice hit. Gathered by Boys Latin, and a nice tip from Fedash. Excellent play by the Patriots. Unfortunately, that one goes just out. Really
good effort there by the libero. You know, sometimes it's all about making plays, right? It comes down to who can make more plays at the end of a set. And there's a good swing by number 3.
That'll be DeReamer. Back there, the block, again, unable to put the ball back over on the other side. Just a little bit off the net, and you know, when that ball hits those hands, with not that much power, it just drops straight down, as you saw there. Here's Fedash again. No touch there, and then I'll go back to the Patriots. They'll retake the lead, 23-22.
John Carroll put up a really nice block there and forced the hitter to try to cut that ball, and as a result, he puts it just out. So John Carroll with a 1-point lead here late, 23-22.
And there's that first timeout.
There you go. And that's a good timeout there, Jack. I like the coach, you know, settle his players down, right? Talk a little strategy here. What do we want to do out of this timeout, right? Coach Avery Engel definitely emphasizing here good communication on the good initial touch coming off John Carroll's serve here. Making John Carroll think about that serve. If you're on the other end, you're telling your player, you hit this serve with a 1-point lead late in the set. Let's play some good defense and get a touch on the net.
For sure. We'll see Boys Latin break out of their huddle first. We know that what their coach probably said was something along the lines of, you get this ball, you dig this ball, you put it down. Get back in the game. Let's go.
Patriot fans starting to get into it. They're getting fired up by the Patriot mascot over there.
Boyle back on the line again. We've heard his name a lot on the service line. And for good reason. He's putting good balls down. He's putting good balls there. And there's Fedash.
Oh, good
Spikes
save.
that one down. But a nice dig from the Patriots. Shaw sets it back out to Fedash. And he switches it up, though, with the tip. From hard to soft, no matter. Fedash will get the point for the Lakers. Absolutely tricks, befuddles, confuses, profounds.
I love that. First time he went for the tip tonight after some monstrous kills, and you know that's going to keep the defense on their heels.
And an errant free ball there from the Patriots. Boys Latin now 1 point away from winning. They were down 1, in threat of losing, and now here they are, just 1 point away from taking this first set. Pirates with a small floater. And there's Boyle with the set, and that'll get called as a lift. And the Lakers will take that first set. Celebrations go wild. And the teams will walk to the other side as we begin set 2.
Yeah, you hate to see that call, you know, on set point, but his passer put his setter in a tough position, and you know, it forced them to get to the ball late. And you know, I think it was a good call. BL just, you know, they were just a little bit better there at the end of that set. They were able to pull away by 2. This is going to be a good match tonight, Jack.
That it is. Now remember, we'll be back for the A Conference Championship after this. That'll be Gilman versus Loyola. You know, so stay tuned for that one. That's also ought to be an exciting game.
We're looking forward to that one. That'll be a good one as well. Big rivalry match later tonight, starting around 7 p.m.
Yep, the Battle of the Blues. We're taking it over to the fans now. A little sparse tonight, but we should have more guys pouring in. A lot of cheers from the Boys Latin. Now heading over to John Carroll. Not sure what the mascot's got going on over there. A couple bandanas, maybe a giveaway? Heck, get him over here. I want one. And we're back. Getting a little action with the John Carroll mascot there. You love to see it. You love to see that school spirit, school pride. Another wave of fans pouring in for both teams as we get underway with the second set.
Yeah, that first set, for boys Latin, P-Dash had 7 kills, and Brody Gray with the other 6. They only had 14. They combined for the 13 of those. So a lot of offense from those two guys. On the John Carroll side, 10 kills, and you had a better distribution on that side, but errors really hurt them at the net.
And we knew that going into this game that Boys Latin was going to be very outside heavy. You look at almost any ball out of system, even with those perfect dimes, it's going straight to P-Dash or Gray.
Yeah, it's going to be something to watch the rest of this match to see how John Carroll's blocking scheme can stop those two outside guys and make BL go somewhere else with the ball.
The first serve there, a little trickery from Shaw, and that'll get the point for the Lakers. Patriots did not see that tip coming from over the net. That'll be a quick and easy one to start out the second set.
Yeah, setter started on the front row there, made a really smart play. The ball was really tight. He decided to dump it over. That's a good spot on the court for him.
Out to DeReamer there. A little bit of net play, but that one will hit the antenna. And yet another one for the Lakers, starting out strong here behind the serves of TJ Shaw.
DeReamer there with a good swing. You want to see John Carroll stay aggressive on their attack.
A little roll there from Wilson. And Brody Gray absolutely punishes the overpass.
Right back to it, Jack. That was what we just talked about, that production from their outside hitters. And if you look, TJ Shaw, their setter, just putting it up nice and high, and those guys are getting over the block.
At this point, that's all you need. Shaw taking that first ball there. Pierce with a nice set, and another one! You heard his name before, you'll keep hearing it. It's Gray as he drives that one into the deep corner. Nothing that the Patriots can do to stop that.
So in volleyball, we talk about in-system and out-of-system play. Sometimes you got to play out-of-system when that first ball is touched by your setter. Great job by the libero there for Boys Latin to deliver a nice hittable ball to Brody Gray.
Nice shot there from DeReamer on the Patriots. And a good tip. That's from Matthew Wilson. Pirates unable to control that one as he'll shank off his arms, giving the Patriots their first point of the set.
Yeah, I think in this rotation, you're going to see Wilson get the ball a little bit. He definitely has the height advantage in the middle over the BL block.
It's true. A small tip there from Chase Kritzman.
And there it is. Unable to put that one down, though.
A lot of small play there leading up to yet another Gray kill. He throws that one down on the line. John Carroll not expecting it, given all the crawls that he's hit. And all they can do is watch.
BL off to a hot start here in set number 2 at 5-1. You know, for John Carroll, you don't want to think too much. You want to get in there and play, right? Settle back into the match. You were right in it, set number 1. Just let this set come to you.
Stewart subbing back in here after Gray looked a little rushed on the serve. It tipped over the net, hit the top of the tape, and unfortunately landed out. So Stewart will put this one back in play. A little bit of a low receive there from Pirates, but certainly settable. John Carroll. Wow, that was something.
That was a good play.
Yeah, that's just intelligent volleyball. Wilson down now. We'll see if he's okay. And he's up.
He looks to be okay, a little banged up. One thing I like what BL's doing here in the opening of this second set is they're just taking what the setter's getting them in the attack. Sometimes it's off speed. When the ball's tight, they're tipping it. When it's off the net, they're trying to drive it into the deep corner. Take what the setter gives you.
A nice block there for the Lakers, but they'll be called for under the net. Not sure who that's on.
That was Kritzman there, number 12 on the right side, and he was just under. His foot was just through that center line.
So back to serve will be Wilson. Another tip or dump from Shaw. We didn't see that at all in the first set. That must be his third or fourth just alone in these first 10 points. V-Dash is a nice tool there. Going straight off the block, out of bounds. The Lakers will rally with 7 now.
We saw Robert Gaines in set 1 have a couple of really good blocks up at the net. He's unable to corral that one.
And a nice ace! That'll be Jonas Hazard. Slips through the fingers of Stewart.
We saw Hazard's float serve in the first set. You know, it's a tough serve to handle. He also puts some good pace on the ball. And you got to make a good, quick decision in the back row to receive this. Better pass there.
Yeah, Stewart absolutely dimes that one. There's Hazard again with the dig. Sent out to V-Dash. And another tip. That'll get put back over. And another dump.
That's a great up. Oh, they called the ball down.
That's unfortunate there. I really thought Olivia had that.
I'll tell you, Jack, that ball looked up to me. I thought it was a clean pancake. Coach Kutcher asking the down ref about that, and all he can do is, you know, get some assistance from the up ref, but the call stands.
Yeah, the replay there, it certainly looked underneath. Let's see what that call is. In the net on the Lakers. So one way or another, the Patriots are going to get that point.
And apparently, you can't do that, Jack.
Of course, that chant of "we can't hear you" certainly implies that you did hear them, given that you were responding to it. But we'll let the Lakers be on that one. A nice receive there from Puritz. Sent out to V-Dash again with the tip. Olivia not called on that one.
That pancake was clean.
Back out to V-Dash. That outside attack is really kicking there. That one go just up into the up reps stand. John Carroll unable to play that one back. And so the Lakers out to a 10-4 lead here. Really on fire here early.
So far, John Carroll just struggling a little bit with that first touch, whether it's serve receive or that initial dig, and you know their setters being put in a tough position trying to make something happen. See how they can handle that first ball a little bit better as the set continues.
Here's Gray wearing the tool belt, absolutely demolishes the block there. He goes high hands and gets exactly what he wanted. Nothing that the Patriots defense could do there. Their block just not able to put that one down. A timeout called here by the Patriots. The score currently 11 Lakers, 4 Patriots.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better start from BL's attack. You know, that's 4 kills from Brody Gray, 3 kills from V-Dash. Those two guys are feasting again here in the second set, and John Carroll's got to be talking in this timeout about how they're going to stop that from happening, whether they try to play BL more out of system or they change up their blocking scheme here. They're going to have to get more touches on the net over there on that right side of their block.
And that BL offense lives and dies with Brody Gray and Robbie V-Dash. You know, when they're on fire, the team's on fire. And that's what's happening here. They are a high-powered machine, and the Patriots do not look to be able to stop them right now.
They've been tough to stop tonight, that's for sure.
So we'll look to see if that 1-2 punch of Gray V-Dash will continue to give the Lakers an early lead here in the second set. V-Dash out the line, that's received well. Put out to Culpepper. Another tight set. That'll be called in the net on Gray.
But what I like out of John Carroll there is that was a really good pass coming out of the timeout. It was a good set. You know, the outside hitter tried to go off speed there, but, you know, 3 good contacts there, and now they got the serve, they got the point back, and see if they can go on a little run here.
That'll actually be a double on the setter, Shaw there. Let's see what the call is. Looks like Gray got stuck. No, sorry, yet another double from TJ Shaw. That's his second one in a row. We'll see if he can dig himself out of that hole.
Better pass here for Shaw to handle. And a really good swing there by the middle, number 6.
That's Wells Hawks painting the line there and giving the Lakers a much-needed exit out of that little trap of 3 points. It was a nice run from Grabowski. Now Hawks back at the line. Proctor with an excellent set that's put down by Jackson DeReamer.
Back-to-back really nice passes by the libero, Tyler Olivey there for John Carroll. A really nice set to the outside.
Speaking of Olivey, he's on the line. That's a hard float. Fedash receives it well, though. Sent back out to Gray. And a nice tool there, right off the block. We've heard that a lot this game. And so you got to think that the John Carroll's thinking right now, how can we get that block to stay? How can we get that block to hold? And how can we get that block to actually put a ball down?
Well, that's tough for any blocker. That was a great tool off the block there.
Proctor on the net there, sets that off. And it'll be sent back over to the boys Latin Lakers as Brody Gray pummels that one into the back row.
Have you called his name yet, Jack, tonight? Brody Gray?
No, you know, honestly, I was looking at this list and I wasn't sure who he was, but for anybody else in the stadium, I think everybody knows that name by now.
He's having a heck of a match so far.
Nice dig there from Shaw on the net. And finally, the Patriots are able to stop Gray. It's a really nice block there from number 4, Jackson Culpepper.
Yeah, Culpepper really did a nice job going one-on-one there and reading the hitter's arm there, which is what you teach your blockers, right? Did a nice job squaring up and going out there and swing blocking that one down.
Back in the game is Boyle for the Patriots. At the line to serve. That's a nice movement. One sent out to Gray on the right side now, but it'll switch over to the outside. A tip from Butler. That one will be called out from Gray.
So you'll often see teams do this. Gray is dropping back off the net, and he's passing in the back right position. So they're going to try to set him if they can from the opposite here first. And they try it again. This one goes to the back row. So then he'll switch up to that outside on the left side.
A nice dig. Wilson with a strong hit there. Gathered by Puritz, but sent back over. Wilson again, and that one will go down. Puritz unable to get there. Just over the block and hitting squarely in front of the 10-foot line.
Matthew Wilson just doing a good job taking what he's given there. You know, trying to put the ball in an area where you make the defense make a play for it. They're unable to corral it.
PJ Shaw will set the middle. That's number 5, Kemp Kelly with the kill.
John Carroll's done a good job here. Although they're down 5 points, they've done a good job of keeping this one, you know, close. You're never out of it in volleyball. You gotta finish, you gotta score 25 points. They have good energy out there.
E-Dash is a nice tip there. That was the middle blocker trying to get that one up, but the libero was already crashing in. Unfortunately, nobody else was in that back left corner to get that one. Another free ball sent over by the Patriots. This is a deep corner shot, though. Very nice placement. But Fedash here, another tip. But that one he puts down into the back. Absolutely batters that one.
That off-speed tip, initial contact really led to that overpass. Goes right to him. He's able to put that one away easy.
And Fedash has a nice mix-up of those soft dinks and those hard slams, and it's really making it hard for these Patriots to read where that ball is coming out.
You know, he does. He's done a really nice job of keeping it, you know, mixed up there tonight in the front row, and he's got John Carroll's back row on their heels. That's what you want to see if you're Avery Engel, BL's coach.
There it was again, a mid shot. That one was picked up by John Carroll, though, but they were unable to get that one over. Just goes right into the net.
John Carroll may be thinking about a timeout here, down 7 points.
An overpass. That one works out for the Patriots. Puritz coming back from the line, unable to get into that spot. A little miscommunication from the back row, them not taking the spot for Puritz as he was serving. And we'll see if John Carroll can capitalize on that misstep.
That's fun, though. You don't see a lot of kills off serve receive from the back row players. I'm sure, that's got number 11, Brennan Stewart, fired up there.
Boys Latin fans getting loud there on the serve. Here's Fedash. He'll get called on the carry there.
Yeah, that ball looked just beyond the attacker's shoulder on the outside there, so the ref made a judgment call. I think it was the right call.
Here's Hawks. A nice swing there.
Little miscommunication here by both sides. John Carroll trying to clean it up. And they do.
And that'll be Sam Butler for the Patriots, putting that one squarely into the back left corner. Nobody there from the Lakers.
And I think that's John Carroll's strength. In comparison to BL, they can mix it up a little bit more, whereas you know where the ball's going on BL's side.
Free ball sent over from the Patriots. It's Fedash again. Nice dig there. Sent out to the outside. That one's going to be a little deep there. That was Grabowski just trying to roll that one into the back corner, put a little bit too much pepper on it. And the ball get turned over to none other than Jonas Hazard again. The score currently 19-14 in favor of Boys Latin. We'll see if Hazard can have another run like he did earlier to get the Lakers into a 2-0 lead. Not now, though, as the Patriots, powered by Grabowski yet again, putting that one in the back corner. And that seems to be his favorite spot currently.
Yeah, good deep corner shot. That's what you want out of your outside hitters. I got to admit, that ball leaves his hand. I think it's out, but it dropped quick back there, and John Carroll got a much-needed side out.
Here's Proctor again from the line. A nice float serve. Purett's going deep on that one. But the set's at the net. Ooh, that's a close ball there. John Carroll finally able to put something on that hit. And after a little bit of scramble ball, unfortunately called for reaching back, trying to push that one over. Here's Fedash again. That one's going to be deep. The Patriots lay off. Summing in is number 3, Jackson DeReamer. We've seen a lot out of him early in this set. Hopefully, we'll get to see a couple more kills and fantastic plays. Gray rolls it to the setter.
It's a good deep spot there.
Another tip. And going back.
It's a good pickup there by the sophomore from John Carroll. See if they can take advantage here.
A little miscommunication leads to an easy set for the Patriots. Unfortunately, that one hits the antenna. Just a bit far outside. Too far for the right side to get.
Yeah, we've seen John Carroll try to go to Culpepper and Butler there on the right side. That one just set beyond the antenna there. Unable to corral it there by Jackson Culpepper.
Wow. Proctor setting up DeReamer there beautifully. But unfortunately, they'll call it out. Just missed the line.
Yeah, John Carroll got exactly what they wanted there. It was a good swing. That ball was out by inches.
An overpass. And Boys Latin will punish them for that. A little misstep from the libero there. That's Olivi. And the Lakers will put that one back into the deep corner. They lead 23-16 as John Carroll calls yet another timeout. Yeah,
Coach Kutcher's got to burn his second timeout there. You want to calm your guys down. You want to make sure that they're in this. In volleyball, it's 1 point at a time, right? The clock's always at 0, so you got to stay in the moment for each one of these plays. And, tell your guys, keep swinging with confidence, keep playing with confidence, and keep putting up a good, clean block against, BL, especially, honing down on their outside hitters.
We're looking at it now. Gray and Fedash for the Lakers are tied at 5 kills apiece. But, there is a little bit more diversity this time. Kemp Kelly with 2, Wells Hawks with another, adding to their attack. Over on the John Carroll side, as we saw in that first set, a lot of split sets there. You've got DeReamer with 1, Butler and Grabowski with 2 each, and then Wilson with another.
Yeah, TJ Shaw, BL setter, he's just done a really good job of finding those 2 guys and delivering good hittable balls to them, and his hitters have done the rest.
Here's Hawks with a strong serve. That one's corralled by Proctor, and that one will be bounced on the line. That's Culpepper. He gives the Patriots a much-needed spark.
That's a great answer by Culpepper out of that timeout, right? And that's exactly what we just talked about in that timeout, coming out and being confident, swinging confidently. You're not going to do anything playing conservative when you're down by 7 or 8 points late in the set.
Yeah, those pink shoes really got up there on that one. Wilson here with a little misstep, but he gets the ball back over. That'll be pushed out to Gray. He'll push it down the line. That one will go out. So the Patriots with a small comeback here.
Yeah, the outside hitter there maybe trying to do a little bit too much, pushing that ball down the line, try to keep that in play, force the John Carroll defense to, make a spectacular play in the back row, but that ball was about a foot out.
Yep. Loomis, not sure exactly what's going on here between Peyton Williams and Matthew Wilson at the subline here. Coach Kutcher talking with the refs, and it looks like that'll be out of system.
Yeah, it looked like John Carroll knew coming out of that timeout that they were out of rotation. That's a shame. They're going to give that point back. This happens in these big matches. You get so caught up in the game that players and even coaches sometimes, coming out of a timeout, you're so focused on the X's and O's, you forget about where your personnel is in that rotation. Unfortunate there for the Patriots, but see if they can regroup here on set point.
So that'll give the Lakers a score of 24, 1 point away from capturing this second set. Nice to see from Culpepper there, though. And it'll go out, straight to DeReamer, down the line, shanked by TJ Shaw. And the Patriots getting a much-needed kill there. And now they'll work to see if they can get 7 before 1.
Well, I got to tell you, it's been fun to watch these sophomores from John Carroll really step up and, deliver some good hard swings. These guys are going to be fun to watch for the next couple years.
Shaw sets it back out to none other but Brody Gray, ending the set on a nice tip kill. Who else could it be?
I think we all knew where that ball was going, and Gray delivers, and he puts the second set away for BL, and they take a big 2-0 lead here in this 2025 B Conference Championship Final.
Gray was Player of the Week back when they played Gilman, and that was an upset at Boys Latin where the Lakers took that game 3-1. So certainly not surprising that Gray is commanding the offense here. Him and Feedash will look to lead the Lakers in this third set.
Yeah, John Carroll, their distribution continues to be their strength. All 5 of their hitters that set has a kill. They're looking for a little more consistency out there on the attack. You know, a little better passing off serve receive is going to lead to a lot better results. Jack, as a libero, you know that, right? And so if they can find that consistency in the back row, you know, I think that we're going to see that pay dividends in their attack.
Two words couldn't have been said. You can't put a ball down if you don't have a ball to begin with. So
there you go.
instead of scrambling, you expect your hitters to make a play. That's success. So certainly good to see here from the Lakers. John Carroll struggled a little bit in that set.
Well, I'll tell you, if I'm BL's coach right now, I'm telling my players to keep your foot on the gas, right? You don't want to let up here. You want to continue to play aggressive. If you make errors at the net, no big deal. Keep swinging. You know the matchups you have on the outsides. If I'm John Carroll, we got to put up a block, and we just got to tighten up that first touch a little bit more. Continue to find that distribution at the net. Good initial rally there. John Carroll putting away the first point.
All right, are we good? Sorry, folks. A couple technical difficulties there, but we are back online. One apiece here after a couple of strong plays from both the Lakers and the Patriots. Brody Gray back on the line with a nice float serve.
Yeah, I like the way John Carroll's come out and started here this third set. They're playing aggressive, getting good touches on the ball. That's a good tip there.
Yeah, Fedash has been eating up that spot all night.
Yeah, Fedash knows it's there. He's put a lot of good hard balls down, and you can actually see that John Carroll defense is just a little deep in that back right side, sorry.
An overpass there from the Patriots. But the boys Latin Lakers are unable to capitalize, and that'll be a strong ball down from the Patriots.
I think we got to see more of that out of John Carroll. Good, quick sets, play fast to the middle especially, right? They haven't really stopped. BL hasn't really stopped John Carroll's middle yet this match. You know, keep feeding the big fella there in the middle, number 13, Matthew Wilson.
Here's Boyle back from the line. Shaw sets it out to Fedash, and that's a strong one. Just a little bit too strong. You might want to lay off the weights in the gym on that one. But, you know, given the mix-up that Fedash has been having with a lot of small tips and big kills, certainly don't expect him to be out of this one. Shaw there will go back to his middle. That'll be number 5, Kemp Kelly. That will be called for a lift, though. Just a little bit low on the scent. Kelly had to reach back, kind of do almost like a 180 of his arm, and so he'll get called on that.
Yeah, what I like about that, though, is BL trying to run something quick in the middle that John Carroll hasn't seen just yet. So I like them trying to mix it up, but, you know, going back to Fedash right there, I mean, that's why you're up 2-0. You know, the success you've had in your outside, so you can also keep doing what works.
And Olivier making a strong effort there to try and keep that in play, but just a little bit too inside on him. He needed to be shaded a little bit out to get that one. That'll be number 3, Jackson DeReamer, yet again for the Patriots.
Yeah, Jackson's done a really nice job on that right side, putting the ball down, taking what the setter's giving him. And he's just got great energy out there. He's doing everything he can as a sophomore to pick up his teammates and keep them energized.
And talk about that John Carroll student section. After every kill, the tick, tick, boom. Wilson's back to Wilson here. A low roll, but gathered by Brody Gray. Ooh, a free ball on the net here. Wilson puts it over.
Yeah, not a lot Wilson can do with those 2 balls right there.
Yeah. Wilson again putting the ball over. He seems to be the man in this set. But Fedash will pick apart that defense, just absolutely pinpointing the corner. A little bit of miscommunication between the John Carroll defense. That back middle, that'll be Stewart and Boyle. So we'll see if they can solve that out if they want to win this game.
That's a really smart attack there by Fedash, putting the ball in the deep corner in the 1.
That serve from Hazard goes into the net, so the ball will swing back over to the Patriots. Here's Wilson at the line. Back-to-back missed serves, so not much going on here swing-wise, but we'll be back with Fedash now. He puts this one in play. Boyle will send this out. That's Gaines putting the ball over the net. And what can I tell you, man? Boys Latin going back to Gray, and they are really starting to pick apart that back right corner. Patriots unable to answer any of these. It's not like they're that strong of hits either, but they're just placing it beautifully to the point that the Patriots are just looking at each other, expecting the other to go for it, but in reality, nobody's there.
It's a tough ball to play in the back row because if the setter moves forward defensively, you got to split that back row. And, you know, the back middle's got to have that ball. He's got to come over and call it off and get it. And they're putting it in the corner. They're putting it in a tough spot.
It's a nice tool there from Grabowski. So that'll send number 14, Mason Proctor, back to serve. The score now 6-7. So get your chuckles out now. Wow. The John Carroll Patriots had no idea who was taking that ball.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication there from John Carroll.
Yeah. Really easy free ball there, honestly, but, you know, when nobody goes for it, it's really hard to actually pick up a ball. That one will also be sent out of bounds by the Patriots. A little bit of scramble ball in the back. That's Proctor just trying to send it over the net from the deep baseline. But unfortunately, it'll go to the Lakers. Wells Hawks now with the serve. A nice up from Olivier. Sent out to Culpepper. Dug by Fedash. So sent out to Brody Gray. He'll pull a trick out of Fedash's sack and put a little tip there on the line. Of course, Fedash now with the deep ball. Dug again, but sent back to the right side. And that'll be Jack Grabowski with another kill in this set.
Yeah, again, John Carroll, you know, getting some contributions from their right side hitters. And they're going to keep going back to those guys. They think they have a matchup there on the attack, and it's been working the last two sets for sure.
Grabowski there with a nice serve in the seam. Good dig, too. This will be Shaw to Kelly. Absolutely denied. That's Gaines there. Hey, fella, they're building something there because that's a wall.
Yeah, we saw Gaines with a big block in the first set at a critical moment. He gets a good one right there. He's got to, you know, find a few more of those for John Carroll.
That wall falters a little bit, though. A couple bricks missing as the Lakers find the hole, find the gap, and that ball goes straight down.
Yeah, block not quite pushed over there through the net. Got to get good penetration there against these BL hitters.
Here's to Reamer at the net. He upcycles it, and they push it into that back corner, going off the hands of that BL back line. So John Carroll now taking lead of 10-9.
Yeah, BL wanted a ball handling error there. I think it was pretty close. I like the ref letting that one go. The ref's been definitely a little more liberal tonight with his calls, judgment calls, but I like that in a championship match. You want to let the boys play.
Yeah, you don't want to let a game go down to a bad call or a questionable call, I'll say.
There's a really good swing by Jack Grabowski in the back row.
So Grabowski really turning it on here in this third set. And that's exactly what the Patriots need. They need some guys to step up to really get this offense flowing. They have the good sets. They have the good mix-up from the setter. But they really need these guys to put the ball down, as they do here. You know, that was a nice tip from number 4, Jackson Culpepper, just out of the outreach arms of that BL front line. Wilson rolls that ball over. Gathered and put over to Shaw. That'll be a nice roll there from Kritzman. Shaw there trying to get that ball up, but it just goes into the net Purett's unable to get it off. And so John Carroll now having a nice little back and forth. Here's Boyle. Purett's shanking that pass. That'll give Boyle his first ace of the night.
Yeah, nice time to get your first ace here in the third set to give your team a 1-point advantage. Purett's had a tough time with that one, but he answers with a really good pass here.
John Carroll fans getting loud. An excellent dig. That'll be Olivia with the set there. Ooh, just hits out of bounds. Excellent dig, excellent set, and unfortunately just unable to come up with that one is the Patriots. So the middles will swap out here with Purett's back at the line. Score knotted up at 12. And there's Purett's with an ace of his own. Just a nice floater there. Had a little bit of movement. And that'll be number 8, Jack Grabowski there, just unable to reel it in. Purett's feeling it, smiling as he serves that one. But here's DeReamer. Ooh, a nice set from Purett's. That'll be Fedash. Wow. That one goes straight off the hands of Grabowski into Olivia's face, and unfortunately, neither is able to keep the ball playing.
Yeah, Fedash again with something off speed. Didn't quite get the set he wanted there, but he was able to do something positive with it.
He has just been masterful tonight in putting those balls in places that the John Carroll defense is unable to get. That one, though, the Patriots sneak onto the line. Like a nice overpass that works out in their favor there.
Yeah, John Carroll kind of got away with one there, but again, it was a good pickup by the back row player. And, they need some energy. They need positivity. They need to continue to play with some confidence here. Great dig by the libero.
Olivia absolutely picked that one up from Fedash. A really strong swing, too. But unfortunately, the ref just goes a little bit high, and the defense is unable to pick that one up off his dig.
Yeah, they're starting to get better touches, though, in the back row for John Carroll, even against these high-octane attacks from BL.
Now one go out from Wilson. Telling his setter a little low. He needs the ball a little higher. And a nice three-point swing here for the Lakers. It'll be 16-13. Hazard from the baseline. A really nice serve. Patriots are able to get that one over, though. Hazard just unable to dig that one. A little low for him. And
I was going to say, Jack, that's a critical moment right there for John Carroll's serve receive. Another tough float serve to handle there, but they got the result that they needed.
For sure.
Keep it within 2.
Here's Wilson now. Purett's with the nice receive. And Fedash going the opposite way with that one. It's a nice tip. Fortunately, 4 touches on that from the Patriots. So that one will go out.
Fedash there knew John Carroll changing their blocking tactics, went for a triple block, and he put it in a beautiful spot right there in the 4 spot where nobody was. It forced John Carroll to make a really tough play, and they're unable to answer.
The Lakers faithful getting loud now. They can taste it.
Fedash going to stay aggressive on the serve. You like to see that.
And here's Brody Gray. Absolutely strikes that ball into that deep right corner. And here's the timeout from Coach Kutcher and the Patriots. The score, 18-14. BL in the lead. Looking to close out this third set.
Great swing there by Gray. And it's been he and Fedash again. Fedash with 6 kills. Gray with 4 here. 18-14 lead. Again, if you're John Carroll, you don't want this to get away from you. You're within striking distance, right? You're telling your players to go out there, play with confidence. If I'm BL, I'm staying aggressive on my serve and my attack. John Carroll's got to block you. They got to put up something that's effective in the front row. They haven't been able to do that consistently yet tonight, so they got to find something here in this third set to make it work if they want to stay in it.
Yeah, as I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. BL offense has looked phenomenal tonight. Of course, with Gray and Fedash at the front line, but assists from Kelly, Hawks, and of course Shaw at spear fronting these offensive efforts.
Let's see if John Carroll can answer here with a good serve receive.
B-Dash sends that one into the net.
And it sounds like we got an artificial noisemaker in the gym from somebody, and the referees are going to replay that point and address the situation.
Yeah. And you never like to see that, you know, like those kind of things at sporting events, they kind of just ruin the fun. You know, the only noise I like when I'm serving is the other team. I don't need any artificial noisemakers screwing me up.
What's the difference between artificial and real these days, Jack? You know, we're having a tough time with that, aren't we?
Well, yeah, but you know, at least for the voices, the real one I make it is I can shut them up.
We got a replay here, so back at 18-14.
We'll see if B-Dash puts this one in play. A little deep there, but it did look like it was going to hit that back line. Nice tip from the Patriots. And it'll go back to Gray. He rolls that one. It's certainly playable, but unfortunately, that JC defense is unable to get that one up.
Yeah, that's a big point right there by BL. And if you're John Carroll, you just got to take it moment by moment here. Play in the moment. You got to forget about mistakes. You got to make the next play.
John Carroll really needed that one. They need to break out of this rotation. Purett's there, putting that ball up high. Perfect for Shaw. A nice dig there, though, from the libero. But, ooh, a tight set. And that'll only be called for in the net.
Yeah, it was a good touch there by John Carroll on the block that time, and they were able to get a dig up, but unfortunately there was the blocker that pulls in from that left side. He's not ready in transition, and he's not available to hit, so.
Here will be that second timeout from the Patriots.
Yeah, you got to burn it there, Jack. I like the timeout there. See if the John Carroll coach has any words of wisdom for his team here. Keep them in it.
They're going to need to rally here under this 6-point deficit. Boys Latin 5 points away from getting their 5th B-Conference title.
5 points away, but it's not over till it's over, right? So, you know, these are going to be, you know, for BL, some pressure, 5 points. They're going to have to maintain consistency. They're going to have to stay aggressive, but more important, stay confident in what you're doing. Wouldn't be surprised here to see these next few sets from BL go to their outside hitters.
Huh. Neither would anybody else in this gym. Well, if you didn't hear us say it, there's the official announcement. No artificial noisemakers.
Yeah, just a friendly reminder there. Here's Fedash on the serve. See if he stays aggressive. He does.
There's a strong one, but well received. That'll be Stewart there. Wow. Excellent defensive play from the Lakers on that one. Here's Gage to Hawks. Covered by Shaw. And here's Puritz, who will put that one tight. And the call will be out. No touch there. Called from the line rush.
Yeah, that's the right call. Tough ball there. A little tight ball there from the libero. You want to, you know, let your outside hitter get a chance to swing, but
hard for Gray to work off of that there.
Yeah, he did everything he could with it.
So
good point there for John Carroll.
So now it's up to Mason Proctor. A nice float. Another tight ball. And that'll be called
That's going to be a lift.
Again, Gray just trying to get up on that net. Ball came at him a little quicker than he expected. But John Carroll now only down by 4.
Yeah, Mason Proctor has a good float serve here. Could be tough to handle. Another good serve there by Proctor.
Puritz handles that one well, though.
Yeah, that's 3 really tight sets in a row to the outside for BL, but you know, he was able to handle that one and just tip that over. John Carroll unable to get a touch on it defensively.
Back in now is Kemp Kelly. That one will hit the tape. Wow. We'll go to the replay there, but I really thought that pancake was good.
Tough to tell on the replay there, but the referees are right on it and they agree with the call. 22-16. John Carroll with no timeouts remaining, so they're going to have to play through.
Deep ball there, off the basketball board. Sent over. Here's Gray. A nice touch from the block. That's Gaines putting it back over. Another tight set. We'll see if there's a touch. There was not. And so the Patriots get that one again. A nice rally there, finally able to put something up against Gray's swings. And yeah, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, that ball gets set right over the net, and, you know, in this case, no John Carroll player touches it, so it goes out on BL.
Here's Gray again, though. Wow, hammered that one into Olivier, but he's able to get the dig. Another excellent play. Really heads-up play in there. Gray tools the block there. And the Lakers faithful can taste it. They are 2 points away.
Yeah, that's a really nice swing from Gray on BL, but you gotta love the effort from John Carroll. They're in do-or-die mode. They're diving all out in the court. They're not letting the ball touch the ground. That's what the game's all about.
They are certainly going to play this one down to the last point. And so here's TJ Shaw, 2 points away.
Good pass there.
From victory. It's not going to come quite yet, though, as Gaines makes a smart play there, tipping it to the unsuspecting Kritzman.
Yeah, nice play from Gaines there. Really nice rotation from Gaines there. He really came in and he made a difference. That's what you want out of your middles.
So Olivier will see if he can do it for the Patriots. There's an excellent play by Wilson, putting that ball down. Coach Engel from the Lakers bench will try and claim that that was over the net.
Yeah, it's really close, but as long as any part of that ball crosses that plane, it's good to be touched by the opponent.
So the refs will settle on it was, in fact, in the plane, which is good news for the Patriots. Going back out to Brody Gray. A nice roll, and unfortunately nobody there. One more point in this B Conference Championship, and the glory will go to Boys Latin.
BL with championship point here. And we're going to see a substitution, number 11, Bryce Grabowski, come on.
There'll be another Grabowski flexing to the fans. And who else but Brody Gray at the line, trying to seal the game for the Lakers. Put out to Culpepper. Gray with the dig. Shaw, 2 feet, Ash. That's off the block, and that'll seal it. The Lakers take the B Conference Championship. Final score, 25-19 in set 3. And BL with the 3-0 sweep over the John Carroll Patriots.
Great swing by Gray there. I'm sorry, by Feedash there. Gray on the serve. You know, no surprise it was those two guys getting 2 of the last 3 touches to put this one away.
And so, as in all good things with sports, we'll end with the handshake. We want to thank you for being here with us tonight. Of course, we'll have the A Conference match coming up in about 30 minutes.
Congrats to BL. They played a great match. John Carroll did everything they could, but they couldn't stop BL's high-octane offense there. Hats off to the Boys Latin Lakers.
Will the captains of Boys Latin Laker please come out to the court? Ryan Hopkins, the MIAA Volleyball Commissioner, will present the MIAA Championship. Congratulations to the Lakers. 2025 MIAA B-Conference World Champion. Let's give them a round of applause. Hey, boys. We thank you for attending. The A conference match is scheduled for a 7 o'clock start.